Acceptance versus surrender. Ooh. The deep irony is right now I'm trying to decide, can I accept the amount of noise that's being made in the bathroom outside my office, which is being cleaned. I'm so grateful that I'm not the one cleaning it, even though I'm the one who made it dirty. What is the distinction between acceptance and surrender? We use these two words to mean the same thing often, but when I think about it, if you ask me to surrender, oof, the act of surrendering is a kind of acceptance of a reality, but it's also a lack of acceptance. It's an acceptance that I no longer have the fight in me, but I am still gripping down on a desire for something else. I have an aversion to this outcome, whatever the fight is, whether it's an actual fight or an emotional fight. Surrendering does not feel like a pleasant act. Acceptance, on the other hand, is a coming to peace with what is. There's less possessiveness in an acceptance. Let me give this an example. Yesterday, come to mention, yesterday I was playing beach volleyball, which I do 3 times a week. I set up a net down on the beach. We have a group, and everybody comes in and plays volleyball. Not everybody, but anyway. I noticed early in my morning yesterday, some point between coffee and meditating, that there was a particular impatience, a crankiness about me. And it was obvious that this was something more than just a passing agitation. It was a kind of mood that had settled in. And my reaction was my standard reaction to noting crankiness, which is, well, I did all the things. I got a solid 7.5 hours of sleep. I barely woke last night. I'm going to sit and meditate. I exercise all the time. I do all the right things. And yet here I am. I'm not sick. I know because I just had COVID a week and a half ago. Why? It's not fair. I shouldn't be crabby. Something like that. Which I promptly ignore and go about my day and put one foot in front of the other. When I arrived at volleyball, no big surprise, the crankier one is, the more apt they are to be clumsy and drop things and make mistakes, and everything predictably was like that. I was playing terribly, or so it seemed, and I think it was measurably bad. That wasn't the hardest part, and the hardest part wasn't not knowing why I was feeling cranky and intolerant of my errors, but it was the desire that those failings go away, the attachment to a different circumstance than what was unfolding. That's the worst part. And this carried on for probably longer than it needed to, until at some point I took stock of what I was feeling, where I was feeling it. Just did a quick inventory, some of the standard moves that I make, and it didn't make the crankiness go away, and it certainly didn't make me play any better. But I reached a point that some might describe as surrender, but I would call acceptance. It wasn't simply that I was letting go of what I wanted to make happen. I mean, that much was true, but it was also coming to an understanding that what was happening inside me was not just a result of some misstep on my part that I could have somehow corrected if I had only known. That isn't even kind of true. it's the reflection of some part of me, for lack of a better way of putting it, that really cares about the time that I spend, the time that I invest. It's not a money-making investment of my time to play volleyball. That's not what I take from it. And it does take away from time that I could be putting towards any number of ways that I'd be trying to make money. This part of me cares about that time because it has a different set of rewards for me. It's my exposure to my community. It's my development of tolerance. And ironically, in this moment, I was wanting to tolerate this part of me that cares so much that he, if I can say he, will drive me to feeling almost a rage around just dropping a ball or not serving it the way I wanted or passing badly. Coming to that acceptance, coming to that point of movement towards love, of loving that part of me that cares so much that it comes out in frustration, was pivotal in the way I played from there on out. I didn't really play better, not much, a little bit actually, but I played with more peace. I was less grippy. I was less controlling of the circumstance of my mind, of my mood, and of the outcome of the things that I was working on, the steps that I was taking, which made the whole process of being there and playing more enjoyable. I was able to reap the benefits of why I bother to make the time and burn the calories to go down there and set up and play. That's the difference between acceptance and surrender. Surrender is a move that victims make. I just couldn't possibly do anything else, so I guess I give up. Acceptance is a loving move. And when we direct it at ourselves, it is a kind of self-compassion.